Hey everybody, I'm APH and welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn. As we enter year 42 of our playthrough, well, we are greeted with a first in a long time. Our food production is actually not as much as our consumption, which is a little bit ugly. It means that we're gonna have to do some crisis consolidation here. So first thing on the docket is, as I said, I was gonna save up all my tech from the last episode, and at the end of the last episode, we had our 32 houses down, but they had not upgraded enough to enter the Enlightened Age. So into the Enlightened Age we go, and we're definitely going to pick up the Carpet Weaver, the Medicine Maker, as we're going to be going very heavy into those this episode. I'm not sure that we need Winery yet or the Carpet Trade, as coffee is something that we're nowhere near, but when we hit coffee we'll definitely be going for the actual spice farm. But I do think one of the things we're going to want to look at is definitely the sand mine so we can get the glass work, which requires 30 level 5 houses. So we have a little bit of work to do to get that. So that's going to be our goal for today. And I guess since we can't get the glass work, let's pick up the policy maker, the school, the logistics office, and then we're going to get the scholars office. I believe with the scholars office, yeah, we can craft player cards and produce paper. Now I believe that this originally was actually much earlier in the tech tree, which means that it got rearranged with this expansion, which is kind of good. Choose an era bonus. So 1% science boost for each 2% happiness above 80, or 1% town attractive for every house level 5, maximum of 30%. Science, eventually we're going to run out of science, but attractiveness we're never going to run out of, and we're going to have level 5 houses really soon here. So let's go ahead and pick up the romanticism. Let's take a look at this. Free thought. We get science from trade posts, which I don't think we need, or 20% luxury production actually doubles the import fee. Well, we're going to get down to a 0% import fee, so I'm going to say that we choose this. Let's pass on the carpet weavers. We don't have dyes. Let's pick up that medical. Let's pick up the sand mine. Let's pick up the glass smelter, and let's pass on the school for now. Now we need to actually do some things, and I do think that the sand mine is going to be very quick on the docket here. Yeah, let's go right here, and I'm going to go ahead and quick build it, since I know we have a few bricks, but we don't have a lot, and we have a little bit of iron, but again, not a whole lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and build that. The actual glass works, I think that it must have put it up above. Yeah, there's the glass smelter. So we're just going to drop that back down, and we want to pretty much build this in the same general vicinity. So let's go ahead and just plop it there, and let's go ahead and quick build that. Wow, that was 11K. Oh my gosh, that was a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be. With that, the policymaker. This is an absolute game change. We're going to go ahead and place it over with the rest of our government district over here. Build that district up. Let's go ahead and unpause the game so we can actually get the policy office to build up. And this is an absolutely incredible thing. National pride, 5% attractiveness. And if we take a look at our attractiveness right now, we are at 70%. With the level 5 houses, that's going to bring it up to 100. And this right here is just going to be a flat 5%. That's huge. 3% production to anything in the city. That includes, and not limited to, our irrigation pumps. So like right now, these have room for 7 more each, not just the one, 7 each. And this is going to increase them to 103. So we're going to gain basically an extra 3 for every single one of them. And then upgrade the trade route, which also decreases the trade fee by 2%, which in combination with the actual trade relations, which does the same thing, will make trade fees eventually just null and void. Now, for right now, what do I think we're going to do? Well, city attractiveness to get our happiness up just that little bit higher, and production as well. We are struggling with that. Now that we've done that, because that's going to boost everything just a touch. From there, we talked about getting a tequila and tailoring done. So let's go ahead and grab those immigrants as we have some room. Let's grab that motivation book. Let's throw that right into the fruit gather, and let's trade for some glass before we actually do anything. Let's go ahead and pick up 380. I'm okay with it costing a whole lot. With that, let's go ahead and speed up time a little bit and look for a place for this this tailor, as I think that it's going to actually be pretty crucial. So let's get 2 houses just so I kind of have my bearings here, and let's go ahead and put in some guidance here. I did place in 2 more sheep ranch in between. Let's do the 2 tailors, because we're going to do 2 to start with. Let's go ahead and close that out. Let's pass on the logistics office. Let's get our second tailor here. Let's just quick build them, get it out of the way. Let's get them both set up to wool, and let's move them both to the Enlightened Age, because that will move them quite a ways in the right way. Let's get them both the weaving machines, gets us a little closer. And let's I think that we have level 4 houses, so this is going to give us a 40% bonus. And I think we bought the paper in the last episode. Yeah, so let's do that. Brings us to 23, and then let's upgrade the town. Brings us to 25. So I think we need some sustainability books for these to actually be productive. And I think that we have some sustainability books somewhere. So let's go ahead and go, upgrade our potters. I think that's going to be huge. Let's grab those sustainability books out. Let's actually upgrade like all of our beer and all of our potter at the same time. And I think that we have a few more sustainability books, and I just want one more to actually make this work. And well, I know I've got one around here, but I'm not going to fish around for it. So I'll probably look for it off camera as I find it. Right now, my worry is actually getting these tailors into a good shape. So let's go ahead and throw those in there. And I do want these luxuries to get built. So I'm going to go ahead and prioritize both of them just to get them going. These houses will get built. They'll get people in here. Now, from there, we've had the agave farms for quite some time, which means we got to get tequila up and going. But I want to get one thing at a time. I only want to do one thing at a time. So let's let that kind of play out for a moment before we start adding the next thing. Taking a quick look at our job priority list, we can see that we don't have enough for the sand mine, glass melter, or the market. So we are roughly 30 people from where we need to be. Thankfully, as the house is upgraded with the next resource, they're going to hold an extra person. So we're going to be able to upgrade that way. Pick up that passion book. There's another sustainability. I think that will be good for the future. The Pida over here. This was something I wanted to see. So this increases work speed by 10%. And this doesn't actually work the way you guys are going to think it works. If you guys can see right now, we're at 208% efficiency. When I do this, it doesn't change the efficiency. And I'm going to have to actually go over how this works, but I believe it was 129 before, and it simply moved it to 139. A little bit more complicated than just straight up 10% production. But as I said, I'll have to go over that a little bit differently. Let's throw that motivation book in there. That brings it to 134. Let's throw one of those passion books back in there. Didn't actually mean to take both of them out. Gives it up to 144. Not quite where I want it to be for the amount of labor that it takes to actually produce it, but it's a start. And with that, we definitely want at least one more. I do want to make sure that this is boosted by a granary, and it is. The medicine maker. Okay, so we've been struggling on medical herb. So maybe it's time to get down a medicine maker. Let's pick up another one just so we have two to get a boost. And let's upgrade our town hall, as that should give us another card slot, and it kind of brings us into the next era there too. It looked like caring was unlocked, as well as now we can set storage market where buildings. Oh yeah, so this is actually kind of useful. So you can now say set your delivery and actually set the delivery to a building. It can be good, but if the building is full, it doesn't really do you a whole lot. That's all I'm going to say about that. With that, let's go ahead and speed back up time. I think we're in an okay place for that, as we need to pick up roughly about 20 people. Let's pick up that scholar's office, as we'll be looking at building books relatively quickly here. And let's see if we can pick up another Pida factory, another bakery. That's what I'm looking for, another bakery. We got nothing in there. We got nothing in there. Let's go ahead and pass on it. So food is still in rough shape, but on the plus side, it looks like we actually produced more than what we used, which is amazing. So we're just going to wait for the spring to hit to see how my people settle, because I really think that we're still lacking here, which means we probably need some more houses somewhere. Yeah, first level 5 houses. Excellent. And this one's right here is our level 5, and you can see it, instead of having 5 people like all the rest, it does have 6. So that's good. But it also means that it took us that long for the actual houses to get, for the tailors to get productive. And that's pretty scary to me. We do have room for the immigrants. Let's go ahead and take them. Let's take that motivation, as that's pretty big now, as our happiness is climbing even ever so higher. And let's go ahead and throw that motivation and the passion into our sheep branch. We do need to start moving in the direction of the actual mine, because I do want to get away from buying tools that's actually costing us an arm and a leg. And I think the route to do that will be to go through making Pida, as it's going to take longer and longer to get our actual date trees to be effective now as we get later in the game. So we're probably going to make a hard switch that way. And well, sheep just are not effective at all. I wish that sheep were better, and I wish that they would have given pigs over to the Emirates. I'm actually pretty sad that they didn't. Let's grab that Pida. We probably have enough bread making capacity flour making capacity, that is, to run a second Pida factory. I'm going to go ahead and pass on the sheep this time for reasons of which we just discussed. Just go ahead and take that reroll, and I'm not seeing anything in here worthwhile. So let's go ahead and get that Pida factory pretty much right next to the other one. It will give it a 5% bonus, which is huge. And we're going to go ahead and switch that over to wood fired pretty much immediately. It looks like we probably have enough bricks, and we definitely have enough stone that should build relatively quickly. And once that kind of gets up and going, then we'll look for some cards for it. We do have somebody leaving homeless, but that will fix itself in time. And I do want to boost that with a granary. So I know we have one in the actual cards down there. Maybe we pick up the caravan as well, as we're getting close to, not quite there yet, but we're getting close to this one right here. So maybe what we do is we go ahead and build, we probably need to actually zoom in to get it, some inner city roads to connect to this one. And this is probably going to be a little bit ugly coming around the mountain. Probably have to fix this later. But we'll just kind of come this way probably, and then come back across. Oh God, this is going to be really ugly. And what are we got going on here? I think we're hitting the edge of what we can actually build. There we go. And that will allow us to connect our trade route there and plop down our caravan system at kind of the edge of our town here. Now, let's see if we get a granary in there. Still losing people to being homeless, but we're still having issues with food. So I'm on the edge about that. Need to get just a touch more effective for the food before we actually look at that. Pretty sure I've got one up in here, and I do. I only want one. And let's go ahead and throw that down pretty much right next to our Pida there. Give it a nice spot for the actual food to go. Let's upgrade this as far as we can just to kind of get it to be productive. And we're getting there. Probably by the time we hit the next age or we get some really good books, these guys will be really amazing. And we are, now that we've added another luxury, our happiness is at 83. So we might see it pass into that 85. Let's go ahead and take the immigrants in order to get the cards. We're going to use that kind of cheese factor. Let's take that sustainability, as we're probably going to be building at least a couple more tailors in the near future just to get the bonus. And let's go ahead and set this caravan over to this town right here. And it does pull in 1,200 like the other one, but I don't think we have enough people to sustain it yet until the winter, which is a little bit of a bummer. We'll be taking care of that all too soon. And with the level 4 houses, we haven't had them all move over to level 5 yet. With the next one, we need 3 level 2 luxuries. So we are going to have the spice and the tequila in order to move them up. And with that, I do think we want to start moving this way as well as moving up this way. And I don't want to expand this town any further. I think 8 houses is actually a fairly good amount. So let's start this way, and we'll pick up probably winery next, as we're nowhere near the coffee maker, but that will kind of get us towards spice farming, but not quite get us there, as we still need more houses. Let's pass on the scholar's office and the paper maker for now until we have our people under control. And let's swing through the books looking for a tavern, a market, and a library. And I do have a library stored up from in between episodes if need be, but I'd rather pick one up just in case. There's another one. We'll go ahead and grab that. We'll grab that granary to replace the one we just used. Nothing in there worthwhile. Nothing in here worthwhile. We might need a beer brewer soon, as it looks like we're kind of getting close to the edge there. So let's pick it up just in case. Nothing in here, and we're out of cards. Let's take a look and see if we have an actual market up there, which we do. Let's throw the granary, take the market. The actual library went up above already, so we're okay there. Let's get the trades up above, as I don't know that we're going to need them right away. We're going to want to make the city center first, and we'll probably go right about there. Let's go ahead, since we have the money, let's go ahead and quick build it. And then let's plan out 4 houses on this side, and that's going to be it for that for right now. And what we'll do is once those houses are up and going, then we'll look at doing the next part of it. Now, for food for up there, I think we're going to want to expand out our Pida as we're moving that way. We're probably in an okay place for the actual windmill. With the boost it gives, it's probably one of the next things we want, but to do that we're probably going to also need to expand out our reservoir systems. So let's see if we can pick up any additional bakeries, any additional windmills, and any additional irrigation pumps. Looking like, hey, there's the Pida. Let's go with that. And let's go ahead and upgrade the production limit to 400. And taking a look at this, we are pretty much right at our limit. So that is going to be a big thing until we get our pump there. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's close out our tech. We're going to go ahead and start banking for a little bit. And let's go ahead and get this plopped down, as we're starting to get notifications that our food is low. I do think that there's some room for some more fruit around this patch, but the problem with this patch is quite simply our bonus yield is so low that we're not going to get the yields that we get over here, which means that very quickly, as this one's coming up on 700% and we're getting 67 per, it means that these are going to take another 40 years into the game to actually produce what the ones from the beginning are producing. So very quickly, Pida's going to outperform it. All right, we got the housing. Let's go ahead and pick up the people. Let's pick up that passion book. And we're really looking to transform from passion now into the motivation books, but we'll take them. Let's get the Pida going right here. Now let's throw a passion in there. Let's switch it to wood fire. I wish you could switch all of them at once and set a kind of a priority for it, but you can't. And as this has not built, let's go ahead and quick build it so that we can connect this to our actual irrigation system. So let's go ahead and just build that right over. Let's get that connected in. Gives us a decent amount there. And then what we can do is start to build our actual ditches here so we can put wheat over here. So with that, let's get what we need over here so we can get this area to be productive, because, well, we're in trouble. If whenever we start running out of food, we are in trouble, flat out and simple. Let's get our roads this way, and let's start putting in some farms now that we're in the neighborhood here. Wheat's going to be first. That is a must, as we're going to be expanding out our Pida, and we're probably looking to do probably a total of 4 wheat farms. And the game is completely freaking out, and thankfully that was actually caught on camera and I won't cut that. So future me, don't cut that. But let's get these farms actually built, and then what we'll do is we'll do some storage in here, probably we'll probably do some warehouses. So we'll do something like this, and we're probably gonna have to eat the fact that there's not gonna be anything there. Let's get rid of that wild card. Let's see if we can get a windmill and a granary, and nothing in there. Let's shake the free reroll, and nothing in there. I think we have a granary here, so we'll go ahead and grab only one out, and that just means that we need to get an actual windmill. We're going to go ahead and place it right next to the actual Pida there, and let's get that upgraded all the way. Thankfully, I have like most of my game sound recording actually shut off for recording purposes, so you guys won't hear the spam when I'm upgrading things, but if you guys have played the game enough, you know how it goes when you're spam building. I don't think that we actually need the sustainability now. Let's bring back the trees. I was sitting there looking at like all the stumps going, why did they cut down all the trees? And the answer is because I wasn't paying attention. I gotta say, we're kind of at an interesting point of the game as well. We're waiting for this area to kind of get built up, which is gonna take a minute because of everything. And we're kind of waiting for some people to come in to fill out the houses and get these to be a little bit more productive. That I think this, as I'm looking for a few more Pida bakeries, I think this is a good point to actually call this episode. And probably what's gonna happen between episodes is I'm gonna look for a windmill and I'm gonna build a few more Pida around this in order to get this area sustainable. But I'd like to thank you guys for joining, and we will see you in the next episode.